Yeah, in the pre-prod, a prod like setup, same setup. Whatever the servers we kept in the production. So same like in the pre-prod also, we will keep the same environment, same servers. So once the load testing also will be done so whatever the databases, whatever the sign up guys are there, they took that database and they can test their load on the pre-prod. So that's the reason if the pre-prod is passed, most of the 99.99% prod also prod also will pass the test cases because of the like pre-prod is nothing but a prod like setup. Now you got it right, guys. A production and non-production. So this is a production is a business impact, but in the non-production there is no business impact. So there is no a business impact. No business impact. No business impact because of so these environments are using which people are using this environment? Which people
The
are using?
developers?
Yes, developers, QA team. Only developers and QA team this is using this environment, right? So it is using this environment. How many people are using? For example, dev environment using something like these two servers. A dev environment is using. So for example, if the web server is down, if the web server is down or crashes, so it's a hardware, right? Hardware having a failures. So it's crashes. The dev app and dev environment is something like a dev web server is crashing. How many people are affecting? How many people are affecting? So
Everybody.
only development team will affect. So here, is there any a revenue generation in the non-production?
No.
No business. No, that's the reason. So in the non-production environment, there is no business impact. If, for example, in the QA also having a two servers. One is web server, one is database server. For example, in the QA, a database is down. Database server is down. So, but will impact only QA people. Will impact only QA people. So here, that is the reason there is no business impact. So when the business impact comes, if the server is in alive, if the application is using end user, then only a business impact, the revenue generation will be affecting. If non-production server, entire non-production environment, dev, QA, pre-prod environment, all are crashed. So is there any impact?
No.
No, because of there is no business impact because of this environment is not using end user. This environment is not using end user. End user means so we are
No clients.
users. We are end users who are using that application. Who are using that application? Those are the end users. Those are the end users. For example, I logged in as a sign up. I signed up and I logged in as a Facebook. I am an end user. I'm an end user for Facebook. So I'm using a WhatsApp. I'm using a WhatsApp. So I am an end user for the WhatsApp. Now you got it right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is data center? So where we keep the servers. So data center is so we keep the servers. They are providing a space for rental space for keep the servers. Keep our servers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So initially, for every environment, for example, for in every environment. So this is like a production prod environment. This is a non-prod. So this is also a non-prod. This is non-prod. QA ENV environment. This is a dev environment. Dev ENV. So this is the dev ENV. This is the QA ENV. This is the prod ENV. Prod environment. I kept 2 servers in this environment. Okay, guys. The same here also. We keep 2 servers. One is for web and one is for a dev server. So we keep two servers in this environment. So this is a physical server. This is the physical server. Physical server. So physical server. These all are the physical servers. These all are the, guys tell me, these all are the physical servers. So what is the physical server name? Dell
Power
PowerEdge.
something.
Yeah. So Dell PowerEdge R710. So Dell PowerEdge R710, for example. So these all are the physical servers. For example, a physical server, a Dell PowerEdge. So Dell, for example, this is the Dell PowerEdge R710. So all are Dell PowerEdge R710 servers. So if you want to buy that server, something like the server cost is 5 lakhs. The server cost is 5 lakhs. But and so we need to keep the server in the data center. So what is the rental for that data center? 5 lakhs per a year. So how much cost total? 10
lakhs.
So per server 10 lakhs. So this is 10 lakhs, 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 this is 10 lakhs. For example, if it is a production, so we need this much amount of servers, because of so number of people are accessing the server. But dev environment having only 5 people, So this is a big server. This server, for example, you limit, guys, you limit. What is you limit means? User limit. So how much? For example, 20k people at a time we can access this server. We can access this server. So but the U limit is 20k. But the dev team is how many people? A developer of 5 people are there. So they are using the server, but the U limit is 20k. Only 5 people is using this much server. The same way QA also, the same way QA also. So only QA people, 5 people are there. They're testing application, their application, only 5 people. So the U limit of this also at 20k. So here, so this much big of server is needed or not to test their application. So this much a big server, something like a 10 lakhs, it worth of 20 lakhs. So if the production is using a 20 lakhs is good, because of so we are getting the money, we are getting the revenue. So because of more people are accessing this server, and this U limit is 20k user limit. How many people are accessing at a time? This server 20k people. This is enough for, so we are getting the money, and this is enough for a this is enough for a U limit of 20k. But in our local So that is in our local something like only 5 people are using this server. Only 5 people are using these 2 servers. So how much this cost? 10 lakhs plus test 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. So that is so something like I want to reduce my cost for a non-production environment. So non-production environment, I want to reduce cost cutting or cost reducing. So something like how we can do it. So the solution is called as a virtualization. 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 What is this? A physical server. A physical server. What is that server? Server name is Dell Power Edge R710 model. R710 model. So this is also a Dell Power Edge server. So this server is how much cost for this server, guys? 10 lakhs. 5 lakhs for buying the server and 5 lakhs for a rental space. So this is the physical server. How we can interact with this server? Guys, tell me. How we can interact with this server? How we can interact? Guys, this is a hardware.
We need an operating system.
Very good. So CentOS S7. A CentOS 7 is installed on the server and something like we are using for the something like a production. So this is how much is the configuration? The configuration is, guys, the configuration is something like a RAM.
The RAM, CPU.
Yeah, 128 GB.
Hard disk.
CPU, so 20 CPU. Hard disk, HDD, hard disk, something like a 3 TB. 3 TB of a hard disk space. So this is enough for a production environment. So something like this is also having a same. This is also having a same configuration. Same configuration. This is also having a same configuration. So this server is enough for the production, but this server. So for development environment also, we are using the same servers and something like so same cost. So we are paying for the non-production also. So we don't want to pay for the 10 lakhs because of only 5 people is 5 people. Only 5 people or 10 people is using, below 10 people is using the servers. So we don't need this much amount of servers. So we need a 2 GB of RAM, 1 CPU, 20 GB hard disk is enough, because of a developer develop that code and test their application in the development environment. That's the reason they don't need 128 GB of a RAM, 20 CPU and 3 TB hard disk. They need it. So they need for example, a RAM 2 GB. RAM 2 GB is enough. CPU, something like a 2 CPU or 1 CPU is enough. Something like hard disk space, HDD space. So only 20 GB is enough for test their application. But here something like 128 GB, CPU 20, HDD 3 TB. So for non-production also, we are paying the same amount of whatever we are using for the production. So we need so something like we don't need this much amount of servers for a non-production. So then that time a big impact by big innovation is happening. A big innovation. So that is called as a virtualization. Virtualization means we can divide multiple parts. So one hardware, so in this physical hardware, so we can divide a multiple parts, something like, for example, if you are installing a virtualization is also a concept of something like a bare metal virtualization, something like a virtualization software, also one type of OS. So that is a bare metal software. So virtualization, who are providing? Oracle, Oracle virtualization, something like a OVM, Oracle virtual machine, OVM.
We have VMware,
Yes, VMware, Citrix.
VirtualBox,
Sorry.
VirtualBox.
VirtualBox.
Yeah, something like a hypervisor. In Windows, something like a Hyper-V, right?
Yeah, Hyper-V. Yes.
Yeah. So these are the
Hyper-V.
these are the softwares provided for virtualization. So Oracle design something like OVM. So VMware company designs VMware. Citrix designs Citrix. The hypervisor, Microsoft designs hypervisor. So these are the virtualization solutions. So say virtualization is what is that? A bare metal software. What is bare metal? What is bare metal? A software. So bare metal software is nothing but a on top of a software, something like they design a one software, and they are using the Linux OS, they are using the Linux OS of the bottom, and then they combined and released as a something like a released as VMware ESXi, something like a VMware ESXi OVM. They released as a software. So in that software, on top of that software, in the bottom of the software, they are using a OS. They're using a Linux OS, and they're using the Linux OS, and they combined the software and released as a product is something like a VMware. So this is also a one type of OS. So we can install something like VMware ESXi, something like 6.0 or something like, I don't know, for example 6.0. For example 6.0. So this is also a one type of OS. So if you install this OS, these VMwares a virtualization concept. So something like so it will be a free up of the RAM, CPU, and hard disk. So we can utilize how much whatever you want, you can utilize whatever you want. So we used the virtualization softwares, and so it's a free up of the space. And they're saying like that you can install any number of OSs, something like a Red Hat S7,
Windows.
CentOS 7, for example Windows Server,
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, for example Oracle Linux, something like AX, whatever you want. So based on the capacity of the configuration, based on the resources, so something like this server is using this much, same way this server using same RAM, CPU RAM, this server is using. So something like for this configurations, we created 10 OSs.
Instances of operating system.
No, here we are call it as a virtual machine. So these are the call it as a virtual machines. These are the physical hardwares. So these are the virtual machines. Virtual mission. virtual machine is nothing but a VM. Here call it as a virtual virtual machine. Something like this is AX VM, Oracle VM, Ubuntu VM, Windows VM, CentOS, Red Hat. So we created a 10 VMs on this hardware, on this physical hardware. How many VMs we created? 10 virtual VMs, virtual machines we created. For example, so here only here per server we are spending 10 lakhs per server. We are spending 10 lakhs. Here 10 servers we are paying 10 lakhs. So guys, tell me per server how much? So one server we are using 10 lakhs. Here we are creating 10 servers. Per server how much?
1
lakh. So here something like a 1 lakh per server. So a big innovation thought, how much they reduce the cost? 90% they reduce the cost. They reduce the cost. So that's the reason a VMware, a virtualization concept is there. For example, I'm using this virtualization concept for non-production because of because of we don't need this much amount of resources. We need this so we have enough this much of amount, enough this much of amount. Now you got it. A big innovation thought, something like a 9% of 90%, we are reducing the cost. We are reducing the cost. But in the but a big innovation thought for a cloud environment also. Guys, once again. Yeah, but so where we keep these servers, guys, tell me. So where we keep these servers?
data center.
Yes. So these servers are in the data center. The servers are in the data center. So if you buy the data center, if you buy the space in the data center, so if you are using or not, definitely we need to pay the money. We need to pay the money. So for example, this is a non-production servers. So non-production servers, who are using non-production servers, guys?
Development team and
Development
QA
team
team.
and QA team. So how many hours they are working per day? Guys, tell me.
8 hours,
How many
for example.
For example, 8 hours. So per day, how many hours? 24 hours. So in that 24 hours, developers using these hours only 8 hours. So remaining 16 hours. We are paying the money in the data center, right?
Yes.
So we are paying the money. So because of if you are keep it in the data center, if you are using or if you are not using, so definitely we need to pay the money. And Saturday, Sunday, something like 48 hours we are not using, right? Something like so if in a non-production servers, so in non-production servers, a developer is using 8 hours per day and weekly 5 hours only. So how we can reduce that amount? How we can reduce the cost? So again, there is a big impact. There is a big innovation thought, that is a cloud. That is, guys, a cloud environment. Cloud ENV. So cloud ENV. So the cloud ENV slogan is pay for
As you use.
pay as you.
As you use.
Yeah, pay as you go. Something like whenever you use the server, so that time only we can pay the money. That time only we can pay the money. For example, in the development environment, development environment. So we keep it as a cloud. Keep it as a cloud. So whenever a developer comes into the office at 9 a.m., they start the server, and whenever he went back to home, something like whenever he closes his time in office time, then that time he stopped the server, something like 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. So that time only. So if whenever you use the server, that time only you can pay the money. So if you are not using the server, you can shut down the server. So that time we cannot pay the money. So here per server, how much cost? For example, 1 lakh, right? 1 lakh per server. So here it reduces something like a day per day. How much? Per day, 16 hours. And so weekly 5 days, something like 48 hours free, and 16 into 5, something like 80 hours per week. 80 plus 48. So equal to something like 128. So per week, how many hours we are not using? 128 hours. So for 128 hours, so we are not paying the money because of these servers are in the shutdown state. The servers are in the shutdown state. From Monday to Friday, a developer whenever start his work, we start the servers. Whenever he close the work, so we shut down the server. So only 8 hours they are using. So something like per week 128 hours they are not using the server. So but here, so if you keep the server, if you are in if it is running or not, if it is running or not, so definitely they will pay the money for data center. So but here, so the slogan is nothing but a pay as you go. Whenever you use the servers, that time only we can pay the money. That time only we can pay the money. After, if you shut down the server, so we cannot pay the money. So that is the slogan of cloud. That is the reason cloud is a popular. Cloud is a popular. Guys, understood? Cloud is a popular. So here a big innovative thought and reduces the cost and 90%. Reduces the cost 90%. For example, here 1 lakh, here 10K per month, 10K. You guys see? So here 10 lakhs per server, here 1 lakh per server, here 10K per server. They reduces the cost 90%. Here from 1 lakh to 10K. So 90% of cost reduces on the cloud environment. So virtualization and cloud. Now you got it right, guys?
Yeah.
The initial days they are using a physical servers for every environment. So a big innovative thought came, that is the virtualization. So they installed a virtualization software on the hardware, so they can divide the multiple parts, and we can install number of OS based on that resources. Based on that resources, we can install a number of OSs. So those are called as a VM, a virtual machines. So CentOS Red Hat virtual machines, CentOS Red Hat virtual machines. So this is the virtual machines. This is the physical server. This is the cloud server. So cloud servers also using the virtualization concept. After the virtualization, so there is a concept called as a containerization. There is a concept called as a containerization. So I will tell you this later. Okay. Containerization, something like a, so containerization is nothing but a Docker container, Kubernetes, K8s, Kubernetes. The shortcut is K8s, Kubernetes. Kubernetes also using a Docker containers. The concept is the virtualization enhancement is a containerization. So containerization. So I will tell you everything, no worries. Okay. Now you got it right, guys.
Yeah.
Understood?
Understood.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So there is a virtualization concept. So yeah. So virtualization, for example, so this is our laptop. This is our a laptop. So which OS is installed on this laptop, guys? Windows
Windows.
11. So this is the a flavor of OS. This is the version of OS. Which flavor of Windows 11? Which version? Windows is the flavor. 11 is the version. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you installed Windows 11 and for a client purpose. So Oracle company, they releases a software or OVM, Oracle or virtual machine, Oracle virtual machine. So VMware also, they created two types of OSs, a bare metal software. So one is for client and one is for single user and one is for multi-user. So this is the single user. So for single user, they created. If you are using OVM or a VMware. So for example, I'm using Oracle Virtual Machine. So if you install a software on a Oracle Virtual Machine, and a Oracle Virtual Machine, and so here we install the OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine software. OVM software. So I want to install the Linux on this machine. So how many you want based on your resources? For example, we installed a OVM Oracle Virtual Machine software, and so we installed a VM called CentOS 7. For example, if you want a Red Hat 7. So if you want something like a Windows 10 also, whatever you want. So based on the capacity, you can install the OSs. For example, in Windows 11, we can install the OVM. You can install the OVM and install that software. Then you can install the OS. So we need that for that purpose. We need OVM software and CentOS 7 ISO. So CentOS 7 ISO and Oracle OVM or Oracle Virtual Machine we need. So how we can download it? So Oracle Virtual. So here is Oracle Virtual Box, for example. Yeah, this is the image for if you install the Oracle Virtual Machine. This is the image. So something like, so whatever you want, you can. Why it is not showing? Yeah. So this is the Oracle virtual box, Oracle VM virtual box. So download for WinInstaller. It is for Windows, Mac, Solaris, Linux platforms. So if you want on the Linux platforms also, we can use for our purpose. So we need to download this software. You need to download this. So this is the OVM software. And same way we need a CentOS OS, same like as a Windows 11 OS. So we need a CentOS 7 download. So this is the software. This is the website for the CentOS download. So what you want? Something like a 64-bit. So in that you can go to the CentOS multimedia mirror. So here is the CentOS 7 DVD ISO. Okay. I will tell you tomorrow how we can do it also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the two software links we need to download it. And tomorrow we will discuss how to install a virtual machine and how to install a virtual machine, Oracle virtual machine software, and how to install a OS on that machine. I will show you. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So this is something like a, so we need at a time. That's the reason I'm stopping now, and we will continue on Monday, something like your Sunday night. So Saturday, Sunday there is no class. So today is a Friday. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, something like a Saturday, Sunday, there is no class on Saturday, Sunday. The class will be on
Monday.
our Monday, means your Sunday night. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
So we need a OVM software and CentOS ISO download. So guys, please download these two. And so we will install the OS on Monday's class. Your Sunday class. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So understood.
There is no class tomorrow.
There is
Tomorrow
no.
is Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow
Tomorrow
is
is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday for America.
Yes, tomorrow is Saturday for India.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The classes are something like, from your perspective, Monday to Sunday to Friday. For our perspective,
So Sunday to Thursday for America.
It's Sunday to Thursday.
Yeah, Sunday to
yes.
Thursday for America.
Yeah, Sunday to Thursday for America, for India, Monday to Friday.
Yeah, India Monday to Friday.
Yeah, enjoy Madi. Good Friday, guys. Happy
Yeah,
weekend.
thanks. You too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll continue on Monday. So Monday is the most important concept. So now the game starts. Now the game starts. Okay.
Okay.
I will show you how to install the CentOS Linux OS on our laptops. Then you guys can practice all the commands, file and directory handling tools and the text processing tools, whatever we mentioned in the first day, right? So we will discuss everything. Now we are interacting with the Linux. Linux is a CLI. CLI means command line.
Command line instruction.
So if you interact with that OS
Online interface.
only through commands, commands. So
you want us to install the Oracle virtual machine and the CentOS CentOS 7 ISO, right?
yeah. So we need to download. First, we need to download this software. Everyone, so you guys can download OVM software and CentOS ISO software. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So please download it. So we will install on Sunday night class.
Okay.
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 Yeah, from Sunday night onwards, the game starts, something like a. So we will interact with the live OS. Guys,
What of those of us using Mac?
yeah, Mac also same. So I'm using Mac, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you can download this for Mac. So Mac also having. Okay. So Mac also DMG image also there. You can you can download this only. Okay, you can download and install it, whatever you want. So you can install it. Then we will install the Linux on this virtual machine. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I join.
Yeah. Happy guys. Happy weekend. Bye.
Bye.